Hello, and welcome to today's message for Emissaries of Light. I have been guided to read from chapter 19 of my second book, which is written for Emissaries of Light. I haven't yet published this book, but I channeled most of it in 2019 and 2020. And this chapter just came to me, chapter 19, and I went and checked, and it's called Guard Your Time and Energy. This is a tricky topic because when you are an emissary of light, you are obviously here to transmit and bring forth frequencies that are enlightening, that make people feel lighter and feel better. And so people will naturally feel drawn to you and naturally want to spend time with you, and they will want to be your friend. And it can create awkward situations because you will want to be there for people, and yet you might experience that you have a diminished capacity, like you simply cannot be friends with everyone. And this is especially true as you create an online presence. The evening before, I had canceled plans with a former client who wanted to meet for coffee while visiting my area. I knew that the connection would be based on me listening to her. She had a lot going on and she needed to be heard, and I felt bad about canceling for a day, but then eventually received the insider message that I cannot be available so much for one-on-one listening. And for the previous decade, I had made my living as a listener and a coach, and now I'm realizing I just couldn't do it anymore. We are so proud of you for what you have realized. So this is the channeled message, which is that you are not here to be a listener. You're here to be a transmitter, a messenger of light. This is how we began the book. You cannot take in the woes of humanity and serve your purpose. It will wilt and deplete you. You must guard your time and energy as your most precious resources. When your sensitivity is high, one small interaction can throw your energy off for the rest of the day. This is not something wrong with you. This is not something to fix. This is being a starseed in human form. It's okay. It's okay to accept this about yourself and to work with this as an element of who you are. It's okay not to wish to interact with others for long periods of time. It's okay that you need to be alone with those treasured few that you love and are easy to be with, or to be in nature. It's okay. Don't force yourself. Don't force yourself to be and do things that aren't good for you. It will make you sick if you do that. It is not good for you. Health stems from honoring the inner signals of yes and no. They aren't hard to hear. What is difficult is the cultural conditioning of right and wrong behavior that overlays your sense of what you should and shouldn't do. This leads you to shame yourself and force yourself to do things that are not natural. You can trust your nature. The archetypes that you embody are perfect. They are as they are meant to be. They do not need to be different than they are. This is how the internet can serve you. Creating an internet-based livelihood can liberate you to behave as you intended to for the rest of time. You do not need to feel guilty for honoring your nature. Guilt is part of the mechanism of how conditioning is kept in place. When you free yourself from the guilt, you free yourself from the conditioning. I really love this message. It's interesting to read it now because I remember how difficult this moment was for me, how much I've evolved since then. I've really just become quite skilled at creating boundaries around my time and my energy, and how I set up my client relationships and how I set up my work. It all feels really good and aligned, and it feels manageable. It feels enjoyable, and I have ways that I can address it when it doesn't. So I don't find that this guilt and shame come in very much nowadays, which is amazing. I feel like I'm going to leave it there for this message. I mean, there's more to it. One of the things that was happening in this dynamic was that, typically when I need to process something, I have therapists, I have people that I work with, I do journaling. I make time to work with whatever's coming up, as it's really an important part of my life. And not everybody does that. And so typically, emissaries of light are more prone to self reflection and, processing. And so we can be a really easy way for other people to just express themselves and to feel heard and understood without investing in working with us or honoring that our listening time is valuable. So you're an easy target until you learn to guard your time and energy. And that's why it's so important that you develop your no muscle and learn how to feel okay about that. And you can also give people a link. Say, hey, like if you want to have a deeper conversation, then here's my link to book a call. And even with a friend, you can say, yeah, you know what? This conversation is starting to feel a little bit overwhelming. And I'm not sure I have the bandwidth for this level of listening to hold you in this. Can we talk about something else? Sometimes I'm in a conversation and I can feel that my coaching and my business expertise, for example, is like wanting to come out because of what the person's situation is. And I'm like, this would be paid work. This would be appropriate for me to share if this person were my client. And then I'll often just voice that. I'll say, oh my gosh, I'm just having like all of these inspirations for you for your business, but it just doesn't feel like the right situation to be sharing that. So, let's move on to a different topic. It is awkward, I would say, but navigating these things and guarding your time and your energy, the preciousness of your energy, it's a part of the deal. It's a part of the deal of being an emissary of light. Let me know how today's message resonates for you in your life right now. If you want to share any of your personal experiences of how you are able to guard your time and energy as an emissary of light, then please share in the comments, and I will see you again soon here on my channel. Bye.